Was he undone by being anti-gun? It's time for this. CNN, a network, has confirmed it's pulling the plug on Piers Morgan Live after a 3-year run. It was that long. The New York Times reports that the show, which struggled with ratings and also being crappy, will probably air its final episode in March. Morgan, who replaced the mummy known as Larry King, told the Times, quote, "Look, I am a British guy debating American cultural issues, including guns, which has been very polarizing by you, and there's no doubt that there are many in the audience who are tired of me banging on about it." CNN President Jeff Zucker and Morgan are said to be discussing a new role for him at the channel, including janitor or perhaps doorstop. All right. You know, New York Times, David Carr, good friend of mine, kind of insinuates that it's our fault, in a way, Americans. We don't like people with accents telling us about our politics. Could that be it?
We really don't.
Yeah.
Especially when the accents are British.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't know if there's a British saying for bye-bye.
Yeah.
Really, the faster they get rid of him, the better.
Yeah.
He brought nothing to this country.
Yeah. I have a feeling, Joanne, that a lot of it had to do not with the topics, but the way he presented them, as he was always smarter than everybody else.
Well, yeah, and he doesn't really have the resume to back it up, because coming from tabloids and then those reality shows in the UK, it's sort of like, and then too, he was at that awkward age where it's like he wasn't young and hip with the accent, and he wasn't like fully gray-haired and older and wise with the accent.
Yes.
So it's kind of like his background with the audience and then the country he was in, it didn't all mesh together.
He was like Colin Firth after a car accident.
That's perfect.
And reconstructive surgery didn't get him really back to the beauty of Colin Firth. He's Colin Firth after reconstructive surgery after going through a windshield. And that's what it is. That's what it is. Where am I? Who did I just talk to? Joe? I didn't talk to you yet. He also claims it's his the stance on guns.
You know what? I mean, there's being polarizing, but then there's just being sort of a bag. You know what I mean? It's not like the polarizing was him on one side and everyone else being angry. I mean, can you imagine?
And everybody else being normal.
Can you imagine sitting next to him at a wedding?
Yeah.
How unbearable he must be. Let alone, I mean, they say it was a 3-year run. Could you even call that a run? That was like a. Now they said they're canceling. I think, have they ever just let a TV show trail off until it hit absolute zero, until it had just wedged down? Is there a point?
They've been trying to do that with Red Eye. We just keep rallying. It's like, oh, then it goes highest ratings in the history of the show. And they go, but how did that happen? We don't advertise. And then they just hope that it goes down again. And then it goes, oh.
But his show was just, I don't know why you would watch it. People were turning off other shows he was so bad. They were returning books to libraries because he was so unpalatable.
People were committing suicide. They said, I'm not just turning off that show, I'm turning off media.
But it shows you what a powerhouse Larry King was. Larry King was around so long, you couldn't even have an opinion on Larry King. It just was a thing that was.
Yeah, exactly.
He was a fixture in your home.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
A mountain.
Yes. He's still around.
I have mountains in my home.
Actually, for 3 weeks, he literally was a fixture in my home. I put a little light bulb over his head. That's cute.
Andy, should Red Eye take credit for this?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we don't deserve it, but we should take credit for it.
Yeah. I mean, we beat him in ratings.
Well, anytime we talked about him, more people were hearing about him than if they watched his show.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's that. I do think, first of all, he's not polarizing. Nobody liked him.
There's no other
If you're
poll.
polarizing, he's got to be like half and half.
Yeah.
But even on the gun thing, he pissed off liberals. He pissed off people who agreed with him, which is not a good sign if you want a TV show.
Yeah.
So I think that might have been his problem. And I do think sometimes Americans, we sort of defer to British accents.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. But in this case, I think it worked against him because he was lecturing Americans, and he was lecturing us about our Constitution, and really without having any understanding of it.
Yeah, there's a great British accent in which somebody's talking to you, it's like bathing in warm milk. And then there's the petulant child accent, which is a whiny kind of like, I am smarter than you. I don't know if you call it a posh accent that just drives you nuts. Yeah. But then you have like the northern accent, which is much cooler, or just a Cockney accent, which is great. And you feel like it's a regular. But his was always talking down to you.
But it's like Ricky Gervais talking about religion.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're an atheist, you're sitting there going, "Shut up."
Exactly.
Oh, God, you're annoying.
Don't want to hear it from him.
Yeah.
No. Not polarizing, just obnoxious.
No, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm a hypocrite though, because who went to another country to do an American, to do a British entity, and after 3 years was gone.
That was me.
Maxim UK. So a similar thing happened, except though that I wasn't criticizing British culture. I was championing it, but it didn't matter.
But I think you chose to go there.
Yeah, I did.
I think he was kicked out.
You accept your failure while he won't.
Yeah, it's true.
He's like, nah, you know, I'm gonna do something different.
Yeah. Was mine really a failure? I mean, really? I don't think it was. I mean, I got this job.
Yeah.
Yes.